Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. I mute my own mic sometimes. Okay, hey there, everybody. I hope everybody is ready because we're going to cook Miss Eboni K. She has not learned her lesson. Thank you for kicking off the contributions, Mr. Dale. Thank you so much. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. And thank you, J.S. Hooper said Matriarchy of Madness. And this is just the beginning. Hey, Miss Tamika, we have got to catch up, girl. Oh, I'm too happy for you. So, and thank you for saying that I'm glowing, because I'm glowing for several reasons. Just because I'm just happy anyways. My husband makes me very happy. I am a very happy woman. Because my husband is awesome. Like, he's awesome sauce, awesome sauce. And that's just what he is. And also, I did a first. Today was the very first time that I have ever stepped foot into an actual gym to work out. And so I did so with my husband today because he trains, right? And I died a little bit in the gym. I died. It was leg day. So yeah, it was leg day. And so yeah, part of my legs was left in the gym. So yeah. Then the next time, yeah. I don't want to think about the next time. Okay. The good news is that I didn't die completely. So that was good. Right. Okay. So, for those of you, I am aware of the video quality. We're gonna be getting that resolved. It's gonna be towards the end of the month because I ordered new internet, but you can't dictate when they come. They just have to come at their earliest convenience. So, new place, new settling, new way to do things. So I have to have a new internet provider. Because unfortunately, New York don't have Comcast. Because else I would have just switched. But be that as it may, my apologies for the quality, but you're still going to be able to get a good show today. Okay. Comcast told me they wasn't here. So when I told them I was moving and where I was going, they was like, oh, okay. Thank you, Death Before Dishonor said Carly Russell. You know what? Now, I ain't necessarily been keeping up with that story. But I know it's coming out that she didn't tell the truth about the circumstances and the conditions of her going missing for 2 days. Okay. But I'm gonna let that go ahead and play it. I'm gonna look up some more, do a little bit more research on what's going on with that before I comment on that. But in any case, yeah, I heard that I'm going with Verizon's files because they have best reviews for internet service. And they had a comparable plan for me because streaming like this, I'm a data hog. Streaming, it takes so much data. And then I have so many connected devices, right? But anyways, let's get down to Miss Eboni K, who has not learned her lesson at all. I knew she wasn't listening to Auntie Iyanla. I knew she wasn't listening. I knew that a hard head would make a soft behind. Now she's purposely misleading younger generations of Black women because she has hit the wall going 50,000 miles per hour. Okay? She has hit the wall. I don't even know if y'all could hear that. But she has hit the wall going 1,000,000 miles per hour. Okay? So she want everybody else to hit the wall too. Going that same speed that she was going. I'm so used to hitting my stream deck that sound came out of the stream deck, actually. We're going to show a 3-minute clip, and she got the comments disabled, baby. She don't want nobody commenting on this foolishness that she got going on the internet. Every month she says something stupid. Every month she say something egregious. Every month she make more of a fool of herself and display why she was never chosen. Now it's sour grapes. Now you don't want to be chosen, and you never did want to be. Girl, bye. The Black men didn't want you. Mr. Charlie didn't want you. Mr. William Cartwright didn't want you. Nobody wants you. Because you masculine, you combative, you argumentative, and you think you better than somebody just because you're a little bit light-skinned. I know that's what it is. She always thought she was cute because she got that little bit of light skin on her. Girl, ain't nobody stunting that. Ain't nobody stunting that. Okay? But we're going to show you this 3-minute foolishness. I'm going to let it play all 3 minutes. Hopefully, I will not interrupt it. I'm going to try my best not to interrupt the video. So here we go.
Black women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work Black women consider and even exercise. So anybody that's in their feelings about that can go ahead and start to process right now. Because Black women that have the privilege to embark upon this expensive and oftentimes lengthy process will increasingly decide to forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interests. And now that bypassing those insufficient relationships does not have to come at the expense of motherhood, well, frankly, it's a whole new world. A world in which Black women are no longer subject to the desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of Black sperm. Because most Black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families. And that means we want Black sperm. And as we heard from Reese Brooks, it's the definition of slim pickings. And sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of Black sperm from California Cryobank when I embarked on this part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single Black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later. Number 1, please check out Reproductive Village. It's a new Black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of Black sperm. It's set to open its doors in DC later this year, and it will also have drop-off locations in Atlanta and Houston, Texas. And number 2, be proactive. I say go ahead and start looking right now for desirable Black sperm. You register with all 4 of the big cryobanks, and this includes California Cryobank, which I used, Seattle Sperm Bank, Fairfax Cryobank, and Zytex. Then you can scan the current options for Black sperm. And if you see some sperm that you like, I suggest go ahead and buying at least 2 vials right now. Even if you do not intend to use them anytime soon, trust me, it's better to have them than to be without them when the time comes. And listen, if you never need them for whatever reason, what a wonderful gift to give to a friend or a sorority sister in need. And also, most of those banks, they allow you to resell the sperm back to the bank itself. Listen, I know that many are going to question or even indict the decision that I and many other Black women are making to become single mothers by choice. But I, like the women you heard from today, go by the creed of no regrets. I have, and many Black women have, too much love, too many resources, and too rich of a community not to share these gifts with children of our own, children that will one day, no doubt, enrich and contribute to the next generation of Black America.
Now, as you can see, she was smart enough to turn them comments off. Okay. We're going to stop sharing. Okay. We're going to stop sharing. I want to try something real quick. I'm going to try to switch signals that I'm on. I'm not going to stop the stream, but hold on for 2 seconds for me. Just hold on for me. So I want to see, does it help at all with the visuals? I'm not certain that it will. I'm just trying to test whether or not it will. But in the meantime, thank you, Grease Man Texas said she'd rather go to a bank for a donor than a bus driver to give her a child. She has zero consciousness, dead inside. Yes, she is. And thank you so very much, Norrin, for your support, sweetheart.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just want to thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
All right. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for your contribution. Thank you, Miss Lou Casely, for the super sticker. Thank you, Lucky Lefty. Said, hope plans like this fail because they're trying to get sperm from men they don't respect. Meanwhile, blame us when the children are failures among their watch. And these are the things that I actually want to talk about. Okay. These are the things that I actually want to talk about. Thank you, Pure Yang. Said, Crimson, this is super late, but grats on getting over 100K subs. You deserve 10 times that number for this much needed service you provide. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that contribution. So let us start to get into it, okay? Single motherhood by choice. Single motherhood by choice. Stated that it was a privilege. A privilege for Black women to struggle raising kids by themselves. A privilege, she said it was. Not a hardship, not, an undesirable outcome, not a last ditch effort decision that you make or whatever, but a privilege. When you say something is a privilege, that means that you should be striving to get to a point where you can do that. That's when something is a privilege. When something is a privilege to do or something is a privilege to have, most people strive towards it, right? Because when things are a privilege, usually some status is attached to it or some notoriety is attached to it. Or if you are able to accomplish something, then people should be able to see or understand that if you're able to do this thing, or if you're able to go to this place, or if you're able to buy this thing, then that would indicate that you have accomplished something that would allow you to be in a space where you could do or buy or see or whatever. Am I right or wrong? Thank you, Habitual Line Stepper says she's delusional. She stated at the end that they will be productive for future generations. Like, we don't already know that to be false. Exactly. Thank you, JS. This is low-key sinister at AF. Black women like her will turn around and scapegoat Black men for the single mother epidemic when they know they're engaging in it. Exactly. Okay. Now, why am I not surprised that she says she done did it? We know you had to freeze them old eggs, Ebony. Yeah, I'm talking to you direct. We know you had to freeze them wall eggs. Huh? Because no man really want to choose you. And the men that would choose you, you think you too good for them. So therefore, you sitting up there talking but won't open your mouth. Don't you hate that? When folks sit there and, talk that little bitty mouth, your mouth open wider than that. I guarantee you that. I would assume, depending on what you're trying to fit into it. I'm pretty sure it open bigger than that when you're sitting there telling them lies. It open bigger than that when you're trying to do something with like you're trying to do William Cartwright, and he wouldn't have you. Just sitting there whole goofy. She goofy. Eboni K. Williams is a goofball. That's number one. Let's start there. So she stated that it was a privilege for Black women to be able to engage in single motherhood by choice, because if they got a certain amount of money, then they should be able to do it. And this belies the delusion that Black women are in. But more than the delusion is the active participation in destruction of Black people. Because for all her lawyering, for all of her getting on Breakfast Club fast talking DJ Envy and trying to fast talk Charlemagne and all that type of stuff, you don't know about the statistics of children that come from single parent homes, single mother homes to be exact. So you don't know nothing about the school to prison pipeline. So you don't know nothing about the severe disadvantages that Black boys and girls undergo when they do not have their fathers in their life. So you don't know nothing about them stats. Right? Right, Ebony? Where them stats at? What do those stats mean? Exactly. What do they mean exactly? So we don't know that generation after generation of Black children, as the rate and number of single motherhood led households increases exponentially. So we don't understand how generation after generation of Black children are behind. Because while you trying to promote these young Black girls, oh, they going to school, oh, they this and that, but they crazy. They crazy. You know why they crazy? Because they were raised in the imbalance of not having their father. And now we understand where the father went. He was never invited. He was never invited into his children's lives. 8 times out of 10. 8 times out of 10, the woman who birthed that child don't want nothing to do with that man on purpose. And she divide the child from the father on purpose. So this is not a result of Black men just being incompetent fathers or being unwilling fathers or being neglectful absentee fathers to the degree that y'all claim. Y'all are actively becoming single mothers. Keke Palmer. A slew of other women that don't have that type of popularity. So we don't know them, but they in the hood doing it. Ain't required no marriage, can't qualify for a marriage, but you can qualify for being a mama, a baby mama. And this is the highest that you would promote Black women to reach for. This is the height. This is the bar you set. That's the bar you set, Ebony. You set the bar high. You can't be a mother, a woman, a wife to nobody, and then you attempted to downplay the wife part. The building of the family. And this is why I said earlier they hate the family. The Black nuclear family, you hate that. Because how dare you promote young Black women to bypass the family part and get the kid. Bypass the wife and be a mother. You're not good enough to be a wife. Don't even strive for it. Just spit out a kid and throw them to the meat grinder, because that's not where Black kids go. Because Black boys don't suffer through the school to prison pipeline. Because Black girls daddyhood. They don't do that. Oh no. Black single mothers are raising well-rounded children. Our communities have been flourishing for the last 50 years, hasn't it? You ought to sit there and be shamed, little mouth. To sit there and perpetuate something as egregious and atrocious as single motherhood when it has done nothing but do a disservice to the Black community and a strong service to white supremacy. We have remained at 12 to 13% of the population for decades. Because when you're not raising them at the disadvantage and not having a father, you're somewhat getting them sucked out of you at a Planned Parenthood. You got too much love. What love? Love for who? Let me get to these super chats. Thank you, Habitual Line Stepper says she's delusional. She said at the end of the day will be productive for future generations like we didn't know. Okay, yeah, I read that one. Thank you so much. I read JS. Okay. Malika says, so she's promoting single motherhood, the selling, acquiring, and gifting of DNA like a bottle of alcohol, and women like wonder why they can't keep or get married to a man. Exactly. Thank you, Jay Bubba said bus drivers got wives. She got bites of baby gravy and frozen eggs. Thank you. Well, B says, sis, you should have a nationwide lioness academy for young girls. No hyena rehab. Too late for them. Your knowledge should be taught nationwide. Thank you so much. Thank you, Doug. So she thinks her children will be immune because she's rich. Thank you, Chester said, everything Ebony sounding insane. Maybe it's me. No, she crazy. Thank you, Bureau said, a bitter Black woman actively engaging in eugenics. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying it's a eugenics program. And thank you, Barry said, Ebony wants the Black community to reflect a typical baby shower gathering. Me and her father figures are excluded. And thank you, Miss Chantel. Hey, sweetie pies. I wish more people would be honest about the negative effect of single motherhood. Thanks for speaking up. No problem. And how you doing today, Miss Chantel? You know, that's my girl. If you're not subscribed to it, you need to go over there because she be cooking. And we're going to finish cooking too, but somebody put the link in the chat after these messages. We'll be right back.
Friends and family, I would like you to check out blackcommunityspeak.com. Now, blackcommunityspeak.com is a forum-based website, so something that's very simple, where you can get on, you can get off, you know, get involved with a lot of topics. Now, Black Community Speaks is a place that's for Black men and women to talk about issues that's affecting the entire community. So on blackcommunityspeak.com, they talk about topics in the range of news, what's going on in society, relationships, technology, business, food and recipes, gaming, health and fitness, music, and many, many more. On Black Community Speak, it's a place where you can be safe to say what you want to say without the fear of big tech censorship. So make sure you head on over to blackcommunityspeak.com and sign up today.
All right, somebody go ahead and put the link in the chat for Black Community Speak so that I may pin it to the top of the chat. Thank you so much, Ruminant. Let me go ahead and I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat because it's very important. This forum was created by a brother, for brothers and sisters in an effort to create a space where we can speak without the heavy censorship on our language and the way and the subject matter that we want to speak about as people who are interested in being a Black community, who are qualified to be within the Black community. This is a place, a forum where we can go to have these and very important discussions without all of the big platform censorship and you can't say this and you can't talk about that, yada, yada, yada. So this is a wonderful idea that the brother created a forum for this particular purpose. It is free to sign up. All that you need to do is hit the link at the top of the chat that I've pinned there, Black Community Speak. Go ahead, go sign up at the forum and start a conversation or become part of a conversation. No matter what you want, as long as it's positive, as long as it is productive, then please go ahead. I can't see how many likes I got, but I know I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button, bam, bam. You gotta all right. So let's go ahead and get the likes to match the number of people. We got 960 people in here. Let's see if we can get the likes to match up. All right. And thank you, Miss 39 Dina. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, Twin. Says she needs to watch the movie Sound of Freedom or she'll be setting children up to be trafficked in the future. This is true. Thank you, Original Man. Says Zaddy dumped her. Brothers won't tolerate her mess. Now she's freezing her scrambled hard-boiled egg. How they scramble and hard-boil. I'm done. And promoting Margaret Sanger. Kevin is looking from the heaven and is saying, you can't make this ish up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. JB40 says we wasn't but 5 minutes in to talk about green weave getting locked up in Dubai when Carly get caught lying. Ebony come out with this. Come on, Black women. This hyenas L to L on every side. Thank you. Thomas said get a hyena K that work. Okay. So let's get back down into it. So what we're gonna do, Miss Eboni K. Williams, is ignore all the statistics. You're promoting that Black women have children for selfish reasons and not think about the future of those children and what the children have to go through being with single mothers. Because make no mistake, you're a single mother, Ebony. You a baby mama to a mysterious man. You couldn't point that baby daddy out if you wanted to. You having a couple of dollars scratching around in a bank account, that does not raise children. Let me tell y'all that. Money do not raise children. Money is used to maintain children. It does not raise children. You got to raise children. And you can only put into something what you have to put into them. And too many hyenas like you, Ebony, don't have nothing to put into a child but bitterness, delusion, and cognitive dissonance. And breaks from reality, frequent breaks from reality. That's all you got. Money maintain children. Y'all always think y'all can buy everything and buy everybody. Everybody ain't a hoe. Everybody can't be bought. Children are not whores. They children that you choose to bring into this world in whatever circumstance you bring them into. And they are completely dependent upon you. You know, you got to put a value system into children, but y'all ain't got no values. You worship and chase money and D. That's what you worship and chase. You chase D and you hate the men attached to him. So you will teach a girl how to hate a man and love herself beyond what is normal or healthy. You will teach a boy that his only job is to be a stepping stone and a step stool for the women in his life. That he shouldn't think and that he should be ineffectual as a man and then get mad at him when he's ineffectual as a man. To downplay and to demonize his masculinity right before his face. and then wonder why he don't grow to be the man that you think he should have been. You teach him that his only job is to provide for his mama and protect his mama. So he don't need no internal spiritual. He don't need his health. He don't need family. He don't need his appearance value. And he don't need his dwelling. The only thing he need to do is go out there and chase a dollar like you did. You'll pass on your bitterness and disdain for yourself and for Black men, because make no mistake, there is self-hate in this. There's not love. Money do not raise kids. Just because you will be able to give them a Tesla on their 16th birthday. I don't know who wants to ride Teslas, but okay. But you think it's a status symbol, so you will give them a Tesla. Because you think it's, the bee's knees that the little door handles got to come out when you get up to it and all that kind of stuff. It ain't made no better than a Prius, but okay. You think being able to do that and buy them Jordans and Gucci this and Louis that and name brand this and the latest iPhone and you think that you being able to provide that will make a child happy? And you perpetuating this lie on purpose, that if a Black woman got enough funds in the bank account, that enough to maintain a child, that she's qualified for raising them. And she ain't. You ain't. If we just keeping it a bean, you ain't qualified to be nobody mama. I shudder and pray for the baby you raising. With the foolishness that come out of your mouth every day, and you're going to put that in a brand new human being, I pity the fool. I pity the fool. So that was my rant on money not raising kids. Y'all think money do everything. Y'all hyenas think a dollar do everything. What'll happen when the dollar fall? Then what did it do? You didn't think about that, did you? Because you always believe in the almighty white man and his dollar. You know that's on the verge of falling, right? You realize that the dollar isn't as valuable today as it was a few years ago with all this inflation. You realize that's what inflation is, right? When the value of your money go down, you need more of it to buy stuff. Let's see. Thank you, Black Kennedy said, where's she going to get Black semen if Black men don't donate? Precisely. We're going to get to that part. Thank you, Painful Excellence said, Ebony has education money, but unsuccessfully divested because Zaddy had enough. Her response is to tell Black women to be miserable like her. Being a single mother is not a flex. She had a mental collapse like Kanye West. It was worse than that. But thank you so much. Thank you, Barry said the Dr. Brittany Cooper family model at work. Exactly. Thank you, Utah, saying your opinion, Sister Davis. Do you think that if Black men go to the cryogenic banks after what Ebony said is a simp, no matter how much money they will offer him? I don't know if I call that simping, because there are some men who become a little bit desperate for a few extra dollars. It's like going to a blood bank, donating something so you can get something. It's an honest way to make a dollar, or whatever. I would assume that that's usually why men do it, or what have you. So I don't know if I would qualify them as a simp. But I will say this. I'm glad black men are withholding their seed. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it in just a second. I'm actually glad black men are withholding it. You should. Thank you, Rumin. Says she considers children luxury accessories like a Birkin bag, a purse dog, or a trophy would-be husband. Also, her petri child may procreate with the donor's other possible kids, making them incestuous. They don't even think about that. They do not think about that at all. Not at all. Thank you, Miss Veronica, for your super sticker, beloved. Thank you, Eugene. Said child is born in the world not making sense of his or her surroundings. The child can be born into an environment that can be blissful or toxic, which will impact the child. So which environment will Eboni plan for that child? I think we know the answer. Thank you, JS, again. Saying Umar gonna blame this on black men too, and you know it. Okay. Let's talk about first. I'm gonna talk about characterizing relationship as family building. You know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save her mischaracterization of relationships and being chosen. I'm gonna jump right down to the sperm issue. She don't want the black man. She don't want the bus driver. He ain't good enough. But if he were to donate his sperm to a bank where she could go get it, now his sperm would be good enough. Ain't that something? I want you to think about that. She doesn't want to marry the bus driver because he doesn't own the bus. But if that same bus driver were to donate his sperm to a cryogenic bank where she could go get it, she'd be happy as a lark with that bus driver's DNA. Now, she don't want the man, but she does want his genetic material. The same way that white supremacy only want black men for their resource gathering ability, which includes, but is not limited to, his biological self, his genetic material, which is actually the most valuable resource that he has and is. She doesn't want the man, but she does want his genetic material. Like white folk, white supremacy always wanted black men for their resource gathering ability, which includes, but is not limited to, himself and his genetic material as the most valuable resource that he has and that he is. Because during chattel slavery, black men were not valued as human beings, but their resource gathering ability, the ability for them to be able to do long hours of work, untold hours of labor, sugarcane, cotton, tobacco, whatever, to be pulling and hauling and working and even the sex breeding. And when black men died, they didn't just bury them. They utilized him, his bone, his flesh, his skin, his hair, his teeth, his everything. Everything about him is a resource. He's not valued as an individual, as a thinking, feeling human being that is worthy of respect and the rights of a human. No. But everything he can do, everything that he biologically is. Do we understand? So she's saying, like a white slave master, we don't value the men themselves. We don't want them in our lives to be wives to them and to be, mates to them and helpmeets to them and love them and honor them and respect them and cherish them. No, however, vials of their sperm. Now that is a resource we can all use. Keep them, sis. Go get you a couple of vials of Black genetic material. Keep them. You might need it. Give them to a sis that she might need it. Or you can always sell it back to the sperm bank to get your money back, because we all know it's very important to recoup your funds. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. He's valuable, but we don't value him. And this is why I said that I'm glad that Black men are withholding their genetic material, because somehow, see, the world would just die without melanated men's genetic material. The whole world would just die. They would never die. White people be the first to go. Every other race is melanated on some level. So you need a melanated man to keep the world alive, because only his genetic material is worthy. Only he is strong enough. It's not full of recessive genes. It's full of dominant genes. The melanin being the number one indicator of that dominance. Black women have become so unnatural that they can't not even look to get into organic relationships with Black men to have children in an organic way. And she thinks it's a flex. I'll get to the super chats later. She thinks it's a flex to be so out of the natural order as a woman that you can't do what women do and have been doing since the dawn of man. How you can't do what women have been doing since the dawn of man? We're literally made, both physically and psychologically, to lock down a man. We're literally designed for it. Everything about us is designed for the lure of men. Everything. Our voices, our eyes, our lips, our bodies, our softness, our energy, our everything. And you can't do it? Let me get to these super chats. Thank you, Painful Excellence, and the men in a high tax bracket that don't look like Jimmy Cricket, like the brat said on they sperm, don't women want babies that come from good stock. Thank you, Dwayne, said promoting this nonsense is destroying the Black community because she couldn't learn to cooperate and pair with a man because the men she wanted didn't want her. Thank you once again, Norin, for all of your support, sweetheart.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just wanna thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
Thank you so very much, sweetheart. And thank you, Original Man. So Umar, come save your queens. Black men failed again. Y'all Black women, like you, Ebony, think it's some kind of flex because the only thing you could do was get enough money to have a kid, but you couldn't do what you could not do organically what every woman on the planet is designed to do. And that's go get a man. We literally made for it. Like we literally biologically designed to do exactly that. And y'all think it's some type of flex to not do that. And not only to not do it, but not be able to do it. Y'all be trying to act like y'all just choosing not to do it. No. You're not able to do it. You can't go get a man. What kind of crazy man is that? You can't go get a man because your mouth slick? You can't get a man because you crazy? You can't get a man because you're masculine? You can't get a man because you hard-headed? You can't get a man because you can't keep your mouth shut because you so argumentative? You can't keep a man because you think you better than him? You think you better than a man?
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
So you think because you wouldn't get that little funky piece of paper from a white man from William Cartwright School, you think when you got that little funky piece of paper, that made you a better woman? It made you a worse individual. You're a deplorable human being. You realize that, don't you? You realize that men look for the same thing in every woman, whether he a broke bum or he a high value man. He look for the same thing. All men look for the same thing. It ain't no different. The lower, quote unquote, the lower tier guy looking for the same thing the higher tier guy looking for. You know what it is? I know you don't know because you think you're too good to give it to him. You thought you really was in your bag because you thought you was too good to give it to Mr. Cartwright. Now, you know you really too big for your britches when you run around here thinking you too good to give things to Mr. Cartwright. So because you can't function like a woman, and you know your hyena clan sisters, they don't know how to do it either. So ain't no use of talking about being a wife because you know that you and other women like you simply do not qualify. Y'all trying to act like it's the men that don't qualify for you. It's you that don't qualify for no man. I don't care if he got $2, $200, or $200,000 or $200 million. I don't care if you thought he looked like Mike Tyson or Tyson Beckford. I don't care who you think he looked like or what do you think he is. You don't qualify for him because men look for the same thing. They look for cooperative women. They look for feminine women. They look for women that know how to be women at all times and not try to step on his toes about being a man and not having D-swinging contests with him. You want to go outside and write your name in the snow with your pee and all of that. He don't want that. No man wants that. Not the bus driver or the one that owned the bus. You don't qualify for neither. Since you think you're better than somebody. You know.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
Nice sour grapes. You know. And, we don't want to be in the desperation of being chosen. And, these relationships are not in our best interests and they don't serve us because, we shouldn't necessarily have to want to be chosen. But if you can't be chosen, then that shouldn't mean you can't be a mother. Yes, it do. That's exactly what it means. You get counted out the gene pool too. Just like men that can't hack it in life usually don't get his genes passed on. In the normal scheme of things, not y'all hyenas that specifically go get men that can't hack it in life, right? But the general natural flow of that, men that can't hack it in life typically are not allowed sexual access in order to pass on his genes. Because right-thinking women don't want men in their life that can't hack life. Because if he can't hack life for him, he sure can't do it for you. Women that can't cut the mustard of being wives and women get cut out the gene pool. Or we don't choose you for relationships because you're not qualified. So we don't care how much sexual access you try to allow. We're not gonna make you a wife, and we're certainly not gonna make you a mother. Because wife and mother should actually go together. And you're divorcing it. And because don't no man want you, the bus driver or the owner. Now all of a sudden it's desperation for a woman to want to be in a meaningful, healthy, long-lasting relationship. So you telling Black women that they don't have no hope for that, shouldn't hope for it, and don't even try to make yourself eligible for what actually fulfills women. Because you're not fulfilled, are you? That degree, it don't keep you warm at night, do it? That degree didn't make that Black sperm available readily, did it? Because if you were married and if you had qualified for being married, you know what you'd have? Sperm on tap. I mean, you wouldn't need a sperm bank if you had a man that produces it every day. You do know they produce that every day. You do know that functioning healthy men who have healthy reproductive systems produce sperm, new sperm, each and every old day, all day. They do it all day. Not you with your rotted egg. It was fresh when you were young. It's rotted now. Okay. If you had a man, you would need sperm bank because the man is a walking sperm bank of his own sperm. Get that. Shut the front door. Get that. But you get that? Ain't that neato? How men just produce that? And when you get a man, you have access to that because he want to give it to you. Ain't that something? When a man is your husband, he want to give you that all day. He want to give you that even when it's inconvenient. He trying to give you that. He trying to put it in you. He trying to put it on you. He trying to put it over you. He trying to just give it to you. It's a free market. You know why? Because he know he going to make some more tomorrow. He going to make something later on tonight. It's always on tap. I don't. But we don't want Black women to be happy. We want them to be selfish. We don't want them to be happy. Real happiness, real fulfillment of women. So we're not interested in family building, are we, Ebony? We're not interested in the so-called progression of the Black community because we do not build families in order to be a Black community. But somehow you missed that memo, didn't you? Did you realize that there's no such thing as a community without strong nuclear families to create the community? You know, the Black community is not just what's in your head, dummy. It ain't Twitter, goofy. It ain't Instagram. The Black community doesn't hardly exist because we don't have nuclear families intact, because single mother-led homes are not families. They white supremacist breeding grounds for the destruction of what's left of the community. That's what they are. Yes? Correct? Thank you, Original Man says single motherhood, twerking for ancestors on police in restaurants, Essence Fest turn strip show, cutting up in Dubai. Way to go, sisters. Exactly. Thank you, Miss Jordan, for your super sticker, sweetheart. Thank you. Jason says, salute to you, sis. Not enough Black women coming out denouncing this genocide theory, which suggests they're okay with it. Yep. Thank you. Dwayne said KS undefeated RIP. Thank you again. Doug says really about population control. I agree. Thank you. Utah said Genesis 38:8-10. God put Onan to death for not using his sperm in accordance with God's will. Eboni K. Williams and white supremacy want us Black men to use our sperm not according to God's will. Thank you. Since 66 said your message is always on point, the voice of logic and reason. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kimar said I find it funny that Miss Blue Wig made the prediction. When in failure, a house, a car, and a job. Okay? Listen, just because you said it.
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
Thank you, Thunder F. Said narcissism, arrogance, and vanity is at an all-time high, and the boasting makes it worse. It definitely does. Thank you, Frederick. So I'm born in the late 50s. Mine still produce. Of course it does. Of course it does. Because that's what it's designed to do. You know what? We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. All right. I want everybody to jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.